Okay, so as I said, today I'm going to be working on my apple salad, and I call it Ladydell's apple salad. Of course, I guess there are other people who do an apple salad. So actually I bought several apples. However, I'm not that good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lazy man's route, and I'm going to have a bag of pre-cut apples. Now, for those of you who are very health conscious, I'm certain that you would want to take your apples and cut all of the apples and core them and all of that good stuff, but I'm not that good. So I'm just going to use this bag of pre-cut apples and hope that there aren't so many chemicals and pesticides on it that I die right away. But anywho, I will die healthy. So, yeah, I said that. And yes, I have my friend here. So if you hear any interesting chatter in the background, it's okay. It's just my BFF. We're good. All right, and that's her. Okay, so here we have our lovely apples that I'm pretending like I actually cored them and cut them up, and anybody who knows me knows good and well I didn't do that. But anywho, so we have the apples, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some dried cranberries. So I would say you probably need about, let's see, maybe 1/4 cup of dried cranberries. That's if you're really trying to measure this stuff. I'm usually not. So yeah, we have dried cranberries, and we can just kind of guess it how many that is, sort of.
Can you tell us where you purchase the cranberries?
Any grocery store. I just got these from the Super Walmart. It's kind of like my home away from home. So I just did that. Didn't do anything special there. And let's see. Okay, I also have some walnuts. I have some black walnuts. Now, if you have a preference on the type of nuts that you would like to have in here, you can use whatever kind you like. I just happen to like walnuts. Now, I want you to pretend like you don't see me doing this, because actually I'm being nice. I usually have a hammer, and okay, I didn't feel like taking the time to find the ones that are in little pieces, so I just kind of got a hammer and beat it to death. You can pretend like you're actually buying the right kind, but okay, so you're getting little pieces as opposed to big chunks of walnut. Now, if you like it really chunky, go for it, but most of the time people really don't want it super chunky, so you want to kind of cut that down a little bit. I also use a little bit of celery. Let me move this aside so you can really see it. Okay, I use a little bit of celery. Now, because I don't use celery a lot, I buy the little snack bags of celery, and then I would say just one of these little snack bags, this is 2. So just one of these little snack bags is probably equal to about 1 stalk of celery, or maybe a little bit more. And that's plenty, because we're not talking about a vegetable salad, it's a fruit salad, so we don't want to put a ton of celery in there. So I would say probably just about a stalk of celery, and I've already cut it up, and you can kind of see the sizes that I have, so we're not looking at huge pieces of celery. Now, I'm also putting in some red grapes. Now, as to how many red grapes, okay, white grapes. Nobody saw that. Okay, they're white grapes. You can pretend, okay, because I usually use red grapes, but I'm using white grapes today. It probably doesn't matter. It just depends what kind you like. Whatever you like, go for it. Okay, so that is the main part of the salad. Now, there's still one other part that's going to kind of hold it together. And actually, if you wanted to, you could mix this up and serve it as is. I prefer to put a little sauce or dip or whatever you want to call it with it, so it just kind of holds it together a little bit better. So I'm going to set this aside and get the bowl. Okay, so now we have a bowl. Yeah, my friend's laughing at me, and well, she should. Okay, now what I use is I use the Philadelphia fat-free cheese, cream cheese. I'm going to say probably go ahead and use that Kraft fat-free cheese, or you can use the low-fat cream cheese, whichever cream cheese, you know, floats your boat. Ordinarily, I use just the plain cream cheese, but this time, because they didn't have the plain fat-free cream cheese, I decided to use the strawberry flavored, which you can do. You can do the strawberry flavor. If you do the strawberry flavor, then you do not need to put the agave in there. If you use the plain cream cheese, then you will probably need to put in, let's see, about maybe four to maybe even 6 teaspoons, 4 to 6 teaspoons of agave, or whatever works for you. I mean, if you like stuff really sweet, then you go ahead and put all the agave in there you want. Just slurp it on in there. Okay, but since I'm using a flavored one, I don't need to use any extra sugar. Now, I need, let's see, about 4 ounces, so I'm using just half of the container because I just made some apple salad before. So I'm putting in the other part, so I'm only using about 4 ounces. Don't need a whole lot in there. Okay, and now I'm going to use some Yoplait. Let me move that so you can see it. Ta-da! We have the Yoplay's original strawberry yogurt. Now that's just the kind that I use. If you don't like strawberry and you want to do something else, that's fine too. Okay, so we're just going to dump that in there. Okay, because nobody saw that either. And all right, so that's 12 to 14 ounces of the strawberry yogurt. So we're going to use 12 to 14 ounces, and we're just going to dump that in there. Unfortunately, I did not refrigerate this as well as I should have, so it's kind of runny. Okay, but anywho, I mean, it's fine. It's not going to make anyone ill, Lord willing. Okay, so we're going to scrape that out. And really, if you want to use more, that's fine. That's just kind of the number that I have with that. So I kind of mixed that up. Now, another thing that you can do to mix it, to make it a little easier to mix, you can use one of those, a little whisk, or you can use a spoon, use a fork, whatever works for you. Just get it mixed. That's kind of the bottom line on that. So I like to use this little, I guess, plastic, rubber, some kind of whisk that's not going to just mess with my bowl, because sometimes I use the metal ones. I don't know, I just don't like using the metal whisk. I like using the plastic, or plastic coated, I guess that's what they call that. Okay, so you can see the consistency of that. It just got a little bit thicker, not a lot. But if you like it thicker, then you can put more cream cheese or less yogurt, however that works for you. And again, if you're using a flavored cream cheese, then you do not need to put the agave in there unless you just really like it sweet. So that's kind of up to you on that one. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our lovely mixture and we're just going to pour it over the top. And again, I mean, you could almost just serve it that way because it looks, okay, maybe it doesn't look as good as I thought it did. But anywho, you could, if you were more careful in the way you poured it over there, you could just serve it that way. But I prefer to mix it. And you can use, just kind of going back through a few things, you can use the red grapes or you can use the green grapes. It doesn't matter. Okay, it looks like I might not, yes I did. Okay. I was thinking I probably need a little more of the yogurt because I just like to have a little more of it. But I think it might work. But again, that's up to you. I mean, whatever works for you, that's the route that you need to go. It's not one of those things that's an exact thing that you have to put exactly, you know, X amount of ounces or what have you. If you decide you want to do a little more, a little less, just because of the way your taste buds go, then that's what you need to do. So actually, we're done. I think it's a good batch. So if you take a look at that, it is delicious. And I don't know if my camera is really doing it justice, because I'm looking at the camera and I'm thinking, it looks a whole lot better than that. But anywho, I'm going to post some pictures. The pictures that I'm posting are of my Ladydell apple salad that I did actually a few weeks ago. So it has red grapes in it and not green grapes. But just pretend like they're green grapes and not red. But anywho, you know, use your imagination.
It's really good.
It is, it is, it is. So what I'm going to do,
as well as healthy, you guys would really want to try the recipe.
it is super, super healthy. So I'm just going to dish up a nice big helping of it. I mean, you have fat-free stuff in here, so it's good for you. Eat your heart out. It's delicious. Okay, thanks for stopping by. And when I get another great idea for a recipe, I'll be certain to share it with you. Bye-bye.